Hi, grade 10s. Do you want to do some more factorization? Because I do, so I hope that you do too. Here we go. Let's get into it. So, come on. We're going to carry on with factorization. This time we're going to start grouping. So, last time we are just factorizing out, but now we're grouping. And as the name suggests here, we're going to group into pairs and then factorize that pair. So, we've got our first one here. Here, and I'm just going to kind of label A, B, C, D, just so we know which term is which term. You know, that's a terrible idea. Let's change that. I want to call them by their. So this is the first term, second term, third term, fourth term. Now, first things first, how are you going to group that? So in this first one here, are you going to like group 1 and 2 together, 1 and 3, 1 and 4? So you're going to group it into two pairs. So do you want to like 1 and 2, 3 and 4? Or like 1 and 3, 2 and 4? Or there are lots of combinations, right? Let's not go through all of them. How are you going to group it? Maybe you're still blown away by the excitement. I know I am because I just love it, love it, love it. Come on. Okay, so the way we could group it, really got two options here. So let's go 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4. So I'm going to underline the different bits. I'm not putting brackets around them because if you put brackets around them, it might change things. So like this one here, can you imagine you put brackets around, then it's like the minus. So no brackets, mental brackets sometimes people call these. Maybe yeah. So this is equal to, so x squared and 3x, looks like there's a common factor, right, between x squared and 3x. What is it? Well, I see an x in both of those. So I might take an x out and write x plus 3. And then for these two terms, I see a common factor here. What's the common factor? Well, I see a y in both of those. So if we took out a positive y, then we could have x plus 3. My goodness, now look at that. What common factor now is jumping out? Well, it's that binomial, isn't it? So it's x plus 3. So we could go, let's take an x plus 3 out here and still multiply it by x plus y. Now, here's a little hint to do, is sometimes it's going to work nicely to break it up like 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Sometimes you're really going to have to do it differently, and sometimes it doesn't matter. So, like, you imagine this one, we went like this bit and this bit, and we saw, there's an x common to both of those. So we said, from that, we could take out an x and be left with x plus y. Maybe you can see where this is going, because in our other two terms, our 3x and our 3y, there's a 3 common, and look at that. X plus y is common, so you take x plus y out and you're left with x plus 3. So sometimes you see it didn't really matter which way we went. What do you think of that? Okay, so let's like rock on and just see. That's how we're going to do all of these types of ones. So 2px minus x, 4p plus 2. So you could maybe look at these two together and go, well, there's an x in both of those. And you're going to be left with 2p minus 1. And then in this one here, there's a 2 common, so you're going to be left with minus 2p plus 1. Interesting. Well, you're not going to be left with minus, because you're going to take out a minus 2. So let's maybe just do this one rather quickly. I'm going to do it up here. So this bit, let's call that b and put b up here. So we're going to take out an x and be left with 2p minus 1. And then over here, we're going to take out a 2. But let's see what happens if we take out a negative 2. The negative 2 times 2p will get you that, and minus 1. So minus times there, which gives you your 2p plus 1, x minus 2. Okay, so maybe that one worked, but maybe you took these two out. Yeah, that would work as well. So that first and third. Okay, ACAD sounds like one of those bands. Plus BC minus BD. Again, up to you how you want to group this. Maybe you see that in this one and this one there's an A. So you're like, cool, A. And that was AC, I assume. C minus D. And then in this one here, you're like, hey, cool, there's a B in those. So you take out a B and you're left with C minus D. Okay, these are all working out so nicely, aren't they? You're like, okay, cool. A plus B, C minus D. Or the other way around. Okay, and then this last one, you went, no, we definitely need to think about this, because if you went that and that, there's nothing common. And those two, well, there's a 2, and then you're left with xy. So here we definitely need to just stretch our brain cells a little bit and say, no, wait. Let's see, there are x's over here. So let's see where that takes us. We could take out an x and be left with 3 plus 2y. Does it look like the other one's going to give us a 3 plus 2y if we take something out? Well, minus 4y, minus 6. We want positive things in the bracket, so it probably makes sense to take out a negative 2, and then we'll have 2y plus 3. Oh, look, those two brackets are the same. So you're like, yay, life is dandy. Isn't life dandy? Oh, come on. So 2y plus 3, x minus 2. There it is. Went through it quickly, got in the way a little bit, slid around the screen to move out the way a little bit too late. But that's just to rather give it short, punchy. Let's go for that. So that's grouping. Tune in for the second half, which is difference of two squares, but we'll do that in our next one. Goodbye.